Interested in getting your hands on a copy of Rogue Trader on release day? Then stick around to find out exactly how you can get your name into the draw. Good day, my fellow nerds. Today we are checking out all of the unique features and abilities available to the Master Tactician Archetype. As always, a very special thanks to Owlcat Games for the feature complete build of the game, coming your way to the PC, PS4 and 5 and the Xboxes next week on the 7th of December. Now, let's get nerdy. In Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, the Master Tactician is all about increasing your allies' combat effectiveness, bolstering their resistance to incoming attacks, maximizing their damage output potential, and the accrual of momentum, decreasing the amount of time between the use of heroic acts. The Master Tactician Archetype becomes available at level 16, and is only available to the Rogue Trader if you started its adventure as either an officer or a marksman. This means that at character creation, you might want to have an idea of what type of Master Tactician you plan on playing. The Officer Master Tactician further enhances the officer playstyle, supporting allies and buffing them from a distance. Whereas if you go the Marksman Master Tactician route, the most optimized builds is likely to see you end up with a character that seamlessly blends hit and run guerrilla warfare tactics and single ally support capabilities. From the get-go, when choosing the Master Tactician Archetype at level 16, you gain access to two Keystone Features, being its passive ability, Tactical Advantage, which lets you gain stacks of Tactical Advantage, the currency of the Master Tactician, for every 5 points of momentum gained by yourself or your allies. Whereas the Keystone Feature needing activation during combat, Press the Advantage, increases your Master Tactician's next attack by 4% for each and every stack of Tactical Advantage it has at the time of activation. During the 20 levels you will spend in the Master Tactician Archetype, you will gain access to 3 different Archetype Abilities and will be able to choose one of the 6 available options at levels 17, 22 and 30. These Master Tactician Archetype Abilities are Inspire, Linchpin, Strong Point, Assign Objective, Fervor, and Finish the Job. First up is Inspire, which lets you select an ally within a 10 cell radius, increasing their damage output potential by 1, plus 1 for every 10 stacks of Tactical Advantage your Master Tactician has at the time of activation. This ability can also be activated multiple times throughout combat, meaning that you can stack the additional damage provided by Inspire over multiple turns. However, activating the Inspire ability is not free, and each activation will cost you half of the total Tactical Advantage points that you have at that time. Additionally, if the ally being inspired by your Master Tactician activates their heroic act before it's the Master Tactician's next turn, you also gain a meager 25 points of momentum. Next up is Linchpin, with which you select an ally within a 10 cell radius, boosting their resolve by a point for each 5 stacks of Tactical Advantage that you have at the cost of half of your total amount of Tactical Advantage. This effect lasts until the end of the combat encounter and again is also stackable by activating Linchpin multiple times throughout the fight. On top of all of that, instead of gaining Tactical Advantage at 20% as per default until the start of your next turn, instead you gain Tactical Advantage equal to the total momentum you have at the time of activation times the sum of a percentage calculated by 20 plus 3 times your fellowship bonus. Or to put this a little bit more simply, a percentage of your momentum at that time, which is calculated off of your fellowship bonus. Next up is Strong Point, with which you select one friendly creature that you can see within a 10 cell radius, and granted 1 temporary wound for each 2 stacks of Tactical Advantage your Master Tactician has at that point in time, plus 2. When activating the Strong Point ability, your Master Tactician will also lose half of the Tactical Advantage stacks it has been able to accumulate at that point in time. Until the beginning of your next turn, every single time that ally takes damage and accumulates temporary wounds, that target gains momentum equal to the temporary wounds accumulated. The fourth Master Tactician ability available to be selected is Assign Objective, with which you can point to a target within a 20 cell radius and mark it for death. If one of your allies kills this target within that round of combat, that ally gains momentum equal to 10 plus 2 times your ally's resolve, as well as a plus 5 to all their characteristics until the end of the combat. The Fervor Master Tactician ability is how you get to reset all of your other Master Tactician abilities if they are currently on a cooldown. However, at the time of activation, your character will take damage equal to 20% of their maximum wounds. Further, your Master Tactician also gains stacks of tactical advantage equal to your Master Tactician's resolve. The last of the Master Tactician Archetype abilities is the aptly named Finish the Job. In order for an enemy to be eligible to be selected as the target for the Finish the Job ability, that enemy needs to have been attacked by one of your allies, but not by the Master Tactician. Also, that enemy must have less than half of its total maximum wounds remaining. After selecting an eligible enemy, your Master Tactician then takes a single shot or strike at that enemy. This attack does not apply to your maximum attack limit per turn, dealing an amount of damage equal to half your weapon's maximum damage plus your ballistic skill. Before we move on to the Master Tactician's ultimate abilities, here's how you can enter your name into the draw and win one of the copies of Rogue Trader. All you need to do is like this video and let me know in the comments which one of the Master Tactician Archetype features you find the most interesting. Or alternatively, just let me know which combination of tier 1 archetype with the Master Tactician sounds the most interesting to you and why. And that's it. You'll be able to gain multiple entries into the draw, but only one person per video, so make sure you check out the rest of the tier 2 archetype videos to maximize your chances. I'll be giving away 3 copies of the game and the winners will be announced on the 6th of December. May the odds be forever in your favor. Depending on the swing of the momentum pendulum, during combat, your Master Tactician will gain access to its Heroic Act or Desperate Measure in Direct Firestorm or Last Volley. The Heroic Act of your ultimate ability in Directed Firestorm has your Master Tactician select a 3x3 zone on the battlefield. All of the enemies within the zone, which your allies and your Master Tactician itself can see at the time of activation, takes a single shot against a random enemy within that 3x3 area. The Desperate Measures version, however, comes with a significant disadvantage of decreasing all of your allies that took a shot as part of activating your ultimate abilities, ballistic and weapon skill by 20. On top of that, your Master Tactician also loses 40 points of fellowship until the end of that combat encounter. Whew, that is a rough one. At character levels 27 and 35, you will have opportunities to upgrade your Direct Firestorm ability. You can choose 2 of the 4 options, and let's go through them one by one. The first upgrade option allows one of your allies to, instead of making a single shot, take 2 shots at random enemies within the selected zone. The second upgrade option allows you to activate your Heroic Act or Desperate Measure multiple times throughout a combat encounter. The third upgrade option allows your allies that have access to automatic weaponry, instead of taking a single shot, take a burst fire when activating your Direct Firestorm or Last Volley ability. Also, until the start of your next turn, your allies will also dodge all friendly fire automatically. The last upgrade option is very similar to the third, but instead of allowing burst fire instead of single shot, your allies and your Master Tactician can use area of effect attacks if they are capable thereof. And that's going to be it for a quick overview of all the abilities available to the Master Tactician Archetype. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you did get something out of this video. If you did, leave me a like, subscribe, stick around, and stay nerdy.